The Snow White controversy is far from over, and the drama between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot is only intensifying. As more behind-the-scenes details emerge, it's becoming clear that the production of this film was a chaotic mess, one that even multiple reshoots couldn't fix. One of the biggest revelations about Snow White is that the film reportedly went through 3 rounds of reshoots. Disney, director Mark Webb, and writer Greta Gerwig struggled to find the right pacing, rearrange scenes, and salvage the project. But despite their efforts, the movie still failed to come together. Disney's demands reportedly clashed with the creative vision of the filmmakers, leading to significant frustration behind the scenes. While the film's overall production was turbulent, the real drama unfolded between its 2 lead stars, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. Zegler had already done significant damage to the film's reputation by publicly criticizing the 1937 animated classic and even dismissing the Brothers Grimm's original Snow White story. However, it turns out the behind-the-scenes tension between her and Gadot may have made things even worse. A bombshell report now reveals that during the reshoots, tensions between Zegler and Gadot reached a breaking point. One of the most difficult sequences to film was a major third-act scene in which Snow White, the villagers, and the 7 dwarfs storm the evil queen's castle. According to sources, this particular scene took an astonishing 25 takes to complete. The tension between takes escalated when Zegler reportedly accused Gadot of ruining her scenes. She allegedly became frustrated with Gadot for repeatedly forgetting her lines and not delivering her performance the way Zegler demanded. This led to a heated exchange between the 2 actresses, adding yet another layer of turmoil to an already troubled production. With all the chaos surrounding Snow White, the film is shaping up to be one of Disney's biggest disasters in recent history. From Zegler's controversial comments to the internal clashes on set, it's clear that this movie was plagued with issues from start to finish. As the release date approaches, one thing is certain: this Snow White remake is in serious trouble, and the drama surrounding it may only get worse. The behind-the-scenes drama of Snow White continues to unravel, and the latest revelations about Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot's on-set tensions are nothing short of explosive. A major conflict reportedly occurred during reshoots, leading to a rift that permanently changed the dynamic between the 2 actresses. One of the most challenging sequences to film was a climactic third-act moment where Snow White, alongside the villagers and the 7 dwarfs, storms the evil queen's castle. This scene required multiple takes, 25 in total, due to creative disputes and performance challenges. According to insiders, tensions escalated when Gadot chose to improvise some of her lines to add more depth to the scene. Additionally, she reportedly pushed for a darker tone, convincing the film's director and writers to modify the sequence. This did not sit well with Zegler, who allegedly felt that these changes shifted focus away from her character at a crucial moment. Zegler was reportedly so upset by Gadot's influence over the scene that she lashed out, accusing her co-star of being difficult and wasting valuable production time. She allegedly shouted at Gadot in frustration, claiming that the altered version of the scene diminished Snow White's presence. This incident had major consequences. Crew members and cast members began distancing themselves from Zegler, reportedly feeling that her demands and behavior were becoming too much. At this point, Gadot reportedly decided to cut ties with Zegler, choosing to avoid joint interviews and future collaborations with her co-star. The contentious scene was ultimately removed from the final cut due to numerous continuity issues. Despite being reshot twice, once in 2022 and again in 2024, it never came together cohesively. It remains uncertain whether it will be included in a digital or extended release. Meanwhile, Zegler reportedly blamed Gadot for taking away what she believed were her strongest acting moments in the third act. However, sources claim that Zegler's frustration stemmed from her insistence on controlling the scene's direction, attempting to dictate how it should be performed and synchronized, something that ultimately clashed with Gadot's vision and the filmmaker's creative decisions. With Snow White already facing massive backlash, this on-set feud only adds to the troubled history of the film's production. The fallout between Zegler and Gadot is yet another indication that this movie was plagued by creative disagreements, reshoot chaos, and behind-the-scenes conflicts from the very beginning. As the film's release approaches, one question remains: can Disney salvage this project, or is Snow White doomed to become one of the studio's most controversial and disastrous remakes to date? The behind-the-scenes drama surrounding Disney's Snow White continues to unfold, and the latest revelations about Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot's on-set conflict only add fuel to the fire. The feud between the two actresses reportedly escalated during the filming of the movie's grand finale, an intense third-act sequence that saw major creative changes at the last minute. During the climactic final act, Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, took creative liberties by improvising key moments in the scene, a move that was unexpectedly well received by director Mark Webb and writer Greta Gerwig. The duo reportedly liked Gadot's improvisation, believing it added depth to the final showdown. However, this decision did not sit well with Rachel Zegler. Zegler allegedly felt that the changes shifted too much focus away from Snow White and onto the evil queen, reducing her screen time in a crucial moment. Feeling sidelined, she reportedly confronted Gadot on set, accusing her of wasting time, forgetting lines, and being difficult to work with. However, multiple sources suggest the opposite, that Zegler was the one proving difficult during production. This wasn't the first time Mark Webb reportedly had issues directing Zegler. Previous reports have hinted at tensions between the actress and the film's creative team, with Zegler allegedly trying to dictate how scenes should be performed. Her frustration with the third act changes led to further friction, with some crew members feeling that she was too demanding on set. One of the most shocking takeaways from this controversy is that the intense creative overhaul of the third act contributed to Snow White's one-year delay. The film was originally scheduled for release in March 2024, but Disney pushed it back to 2025 due to extensive rewrites and reshoots, many of which stemmed from the tensions surrounding the final showdown between Snow White and the evil queen. Zegler reportedly saw this scene as her strongest performance, making it all the more frustrating when Gadot's improvisation and creative influence altered the tone of the finale. The situation escalated further when Gadot successfully convinced Disney executives to embrace a darker, more villain-focused conclusion, forcing yet another rewrite and additional delays. This conflict only adds to the growing concerns surrounding Snow White, a project already marred by controversy, reshoots, and backlash. With its release still months away, Disney faces an uphill battle in trying to salvage the film's reputation, especially with rumors of internal discord among the cast and crew. As for Zegler and Gadot, the feud seems to have caused a permanent rift. Insiders claim the two actresses no longer communicate and have deliberately avoided joint appearances. Whether this tension will affect the film's promotion remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: Snow White has been one of Disney's most chaotic productions in recent memory. The behind-the-scenes chaos of Disney's Snow White continues to unravel, and it's becoming increasingly clear why the studio is in full panic mode. The reported feud between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot has not only impacted the film's production, but may have also influenced Disney's decision to scrap future plans for sequels and cancel promotional events. One of the biggest red flags was Disney's unexpected cancellation of the UK premiere, a move that insiders claim was largely due to the ongoing tensions between Zegler and Gadot. Reports suggest that Gadot wanted nothing to do with Zegler in public. She allegedly refused to be seen with her at press events, red carpets, or joined us interviews.